Hey guys, you remember the editorial I did back in May of the South Whitley, Indiana police officer that pulled the teenage girl out of her car and threw her on the ground? Well, there's an update to that. I just saw the update. I just found it. And I thought I'd give it to you now. This happened in August. I'm not able to find current information. I tried to find more current information on this guy. And the latest that I could get was the August that I'm going to give you right here. So I don't know what the end result was. I tried to find it. If you guys find it, let me know. But the current update is this. The former South Whitley, Indiana Police Department officer involved in a viral traffic stop could potentially lose his right to own firearms under Indiana's red flag law. Now, Indiana's Jake Lair law, otherwise known as red flag law, allows police to take custody of a citizen's firearms by way of a warrant or immediately when a circumstance puts the public in jeopardy. The state of Indiana filed a case against Brian Schimmel at the end of June to take his firearms about pointing to the red flag law, court records show. The probable cause filed by the state of Indiana and the county of Whitley only states, comes now the state of Indiana and files officer's notice to the court of warrantless seizure of firearms. The officer presents sworn evidence of probable cause in support of seizure and retention of defendant's firearm, the defendant's former officer Brian Schimmel. The court, being duly advised, now finds that there is probable cause for the seizure and continued retention of defendant's firearms. Now, those court documents provided in Wayne 15, W-A-N-E 15, do not outline specifically what caused the state to want to remove Schimmel's firearms from his possession. But on June 25th of this year, however, Schimmel was described as dangerous and in possession of a firearm or firearms in the 200 block of South Chauncey Street in Columbia City, according to court paperwork signed by Officer Zachary Crabtree of the Columbia City Police Department. A police report filed along with that court document is not being released at this time, according to the Whitley County court officials. A 40 caliber Smith & Wesson handgun and a 9mm Glock were seized from Schimmel at that time, according to court documents. In January of this year, Schimmel became involved with a traffic stop with a young woman named Vivian. In the videos posted to YouTube, Schimmel can be seen pulling Vivian from her car after he stopped her for speeding. Schimmel claims she failed to comply with his request to provide him with personal information or driver's license. Here's the video for you.
This video from the gas station was obtained by Vivian's family through the courts. They released it to the public just over a week ago. Just 16 seconds after starting to talk with Officer Schimmel, Schimmel opens the driver's side door. After a little more than a minute of talking with the door open, Schimmel rips Augustus out of the car and throws her to the ground to arrest her.
I'm not going to ask you any questions right now. What I am going to tell you is you were pulled over for your speed and your headlight, okay? Your speed was 37 and then 30, not that big of a deal, and your headlight was out on your driver's side. Pulling you over to let you know. If you would have just given me your license and your registration like I asked you to do, you would have gone away for warning tonight, okay? But however, since you decided to pull this right here, where you don't want to comply, you don't want to give me your ID, and you think you're going to run the scene, you're now going to jail. Do you understand?
I was trying to give you my ID.
You were not. How many times did I ask you?
I was pulling your ID.
You were not. I've got a body cam on. It'll show you not pulling your ID out.
Augustus's family also obtained and released Officer Schimmel's body camera. The camera wasn't running during the first part of the traffic stop and is only turned on after Augustus is on the ground. Her ID can be seen within arm's reach of her on the ground while she's being arrested. Augustus was charged with refusal to identify herself, resisting arrest, and speeding. The resisting arrest charge was later dropped, but a trial was set for October for her to fight the charge of failing to identify herself. Her dad, Brent, was shocked when he found out she had been arrested.
When I ask you to step out of the vehicle, you step out of the vehicle. You don't get to sit there and tell me how I'm going to do my job. Do you understand?
Now, the Whitley County prosecutor, D.J. Sigler, dismissed pending charges against the woman, later identified as Vivian Augustus. She had been facing a Class C misdemeanor charge for refusal to provide information for driver's license. Prosecutor Sigler indicated that his decision to drop the charge came from legitimate community concerns about the Augustus arrest and officer conduct before, during, and after the traffic stop diminished the state's ability to successfully prosecute the case to conviction. So in a statement in April of this year, the South Whitley Police Department stated Schimmel was no longer with the police force due to public safety. Yeah, he's a danger to public safety. That's what they're saying, I think. But the original editorial, the original story I did in May, you can go back if you want to refresh and watch that. The link is in the description box. It has the same video, but you can go back and watch that one if you want to do a refresh. But basically, I just wanted to give this to you, a couple of updates here. Number one, this cop seems to be a real danger, doesn't he? Because something happened there where the Columbia Police Department said, hey, or Columbia City said, hey, we need to take this guy's firearms. And then that's what happens in August and that was in June. They're like, we need to take this dude's firearms. This dude's out of control. Or something happened. And I was unable to find that, but I did find that in August, they have a hearing on August 9th to take his firearms. And I didn't think to look up the court document or court records or anything, but if you want to do that. The bottom line is, for anybody that remembers that story, he's a real danger. They want to take his firearms. Now, you know, a lot of times when you have a former cop, they don't go and take their firearms. He becomes a cop somewhere else. But with this guy, this guy's a danger to society, it sounds like. My question is, to end this, and I'm wondering if you may have the same question, why wasn't he charged with assault on that young girl at the time?